might have today in 12 minutes and change one of its biggest football wins in a long time.
They have not beaten a top 10 team in this building since 1984. They have not beaten this opponent, period, since 1997.
Oklahoma off the pop-up kick, and this ball is down on the ground, and a fight for it near the sideline, and let's see. Let's see.
What a call, Jason.
Everybody in blue says it's ours. Whose is it? It's Kansas football.
That is a defensive end that you are kicking this ball to. D-end outside linebacker, Marcus Stripling on a wet day, a cold day. You can see his feet. The uncertainty, you put him in a position to try to catch this ball on this day. That is a tremendous call from Lance Leipold and his staff. It's hard enough for a receiver in these conditions to bring it in, to have the awareness, to pooch it to a defensive end, and then look at the scrum as they all go for it. Losing their minds.
Total shock. In the rain, in the raw conditions, it was Cornell Wheeler who recovered the muff by Stripling.
What a call. And what execution, and Brent Venables knows it. He knows the hidden yards that are involved in games that are so critical to him. And for that kicker to execute, Lance Leipold is like, what in the world are we discussing now?
Officials over on the far sideline.
Jason, that's not an onside kick, and we've seen those, Dan Lanning in particular last year, with a brilliant call. But the execution of that kicker to put it right on the guy, to try to find somebody in a position of difficulty. Wow. And once again, 3 huge turnovers for a team number 2 in America at +10 coming into this game.
Only Penn State was better entering play today in turnover margin. Kansas threatening to really stress undefeated Oklahoma. On the ground, Highshaw to the short side. He's got an alley. There's a marker in. It's a touchdown for now.
Oh, Lance Leipold's going to be mad.
Holding number 55. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's our Majay Reed Adams.
And he is their most physical, violent dude. And he is your guard right here. What a call into the short side of the field. But a takedown right in front. Wow.
What do you got on that?
I think you just got to try to let go, but that is tough. Woody Washington doing his job of turning. But yeah, once you grab and once you pull, that back judge sees those indicators, the flag comes.
It's a run. It's Neal chopping his steps in. He's twisted down. Lawrence was in there first. Second down for Kansas. They would take a field goal, certainly. It would make it an 8-point game, but not a 2-score game.
No, and you're kicking into some funky wind that way. The other way, a little bit easier to kick in warm-ups. This wind continues to swirl. Again, if you're going to take down number 6 and you're going to create takeaways, you have got to find ways to finish this kind of field position.
Jason Bean changing the play. Play action, rolling, step back, freezing, and throwing for the end zone for Neal, and it's incomplete. Kip Lewis on the coverage. He's been in for Stutzman, and it's 3rd and 15.
And he misses Lawrence Arnold. I know the play was designed to go to the back, but he had a post route to Lawrence Arnold, the big receiver, in a one-on-one. I am surprised he didn't just plant his foot. This is an easier throw than a back on a wheel. Plant your foot and throw it now. Look at all that grass. There's no safety. That is one that I am surprised. Once again, the 6-year veteran gets that one-on-one. Put it up to your big receiver.
Kansas 1 for its last 6 on 3rd down. It's a very conservative call, and Highshaw is thrown backward by Lewis, who has been outstanding in place of Stutzman.
What a response.
And now Highshaw is down and grabbing his leg.
Once again, Key Lawrence is right in the mix there. The safety first and foremost at the point of attack. The rest follow, and you hate to see this from a young man that has battled significant injuries back-to-back years. But Key Lawrence keyed that stop. Good to see him hopping off of the field, and now this field goal gets really tricky, Jason. Seth Keller, a long this year of 44. That was at Nevada in conditions nothing like this. And as I said, at least in warm-ups, this was the more difficult end to kick to.
Also, he is a low line drive kicker. He had a 2-point conversion blocked 3 weeks ago against UCF. And so that's available. Peyton Bowen has blocked a couple of kicks for Oklahoma this year himself. From 42 for an 8-point lead for Seth Keller. It is on the way, and it is no good. Oklahoma stands tall. Kip Lewis gets a low 5 from Brent Venables. The Jayhawks can't take the 3. It leaked on Keller, and Oklahoma, undefeated, gets it back next above. One possession game, and it's all about the ground today.
What a response from Walker today. Absent a week ago. Has just been a workhorse. So many of those between the tackles, but this feels like Dillon Gabriel time.
Walker is back. He was being worked on the sideline, came out for the last drive. But Dillon Gabriel, top 10 of the country in completion percentage, accounts for about 3 touchdowns himself per game. That's top 5 in the country. And he loads up to fire right down the middle. That's on the money. It's Nick Anderson, the big play threat. And for Anderson, his first catch today on a string of 5 straight with a touchdown.
Well, it's got to be one of the few that was thrown with about 15 to 20 air yards, and it was thrown right on the money. These are the moments as a fifth-year senior quarterback that you live for. You elevate everybody around you. It's winning time.
For Dillon Gabriel out of Mililani High School in Hawaii. Recommended to UCF by Mackenzie Milton, who was also from there. On a handoff, it's Walker, and he's stonewalled by Logan.
Well, once again, that is your safety. That is your safety that is meeting that play at the line of scrimmage. Yet again, another indicator that if you want to fake that, if you want to throw that post, you want to throw it over the top. Coordinator Jeff Lebby has been very conservative with that, willing to continue to pound the football. But look at these safeties right here. They have been the one cleaning it up. There is a shot to be had in the final 9 minutes.
Stoops in motion. It's a run. It's Javante Barnes. He had to break 1 tackle, and then Berryhill finally spikes him down. It'll be 3rd and long. And now Grant goes down. Marvin Grant, one of the safeties, is hurt and stretching. And they will stop the clock.
Yeah, it was Logan once again. He is down on the line of scrimmage. And he is sore puppy himself coming into this game and beat up most of this season. But he is right here, man. He is deep, and watch him. He is 12 yards deep. But he is going to trigger all the way to the line of scrimmage. And while he missed the tackle, Jason, he slowed that run down enough that his buddies could clean it up.
Lance Leipold said to us yesterday, if anybody will be ready for this game, it will be Kenny Logan Jr. He had the massive pick 6 against BYU. He's led the team in tackles 3 consecutive years.
And not a surprise during that timeout. Who did Lance Leipold go and talk to? Kenny Logan. You got 9 minutes, kid. You got 9 minutes to do something that has not been done this century, and that's beat Oklahoma.
Was Oklahoma's last loss to the Kansas Jayhawks. 3rd down and 6, Dillon Gabriel. It's a design run, and he is driven down. Berryhill hugged him down to the turf.
That is just a conservative call once again. I know the QB run is successful. The punt team is going to come on. There are just areas to throw. All the eyes are right there at the line of scrimmage. And an excellent job by Keys and company, but man, is there some green grass that right now Brent Venables in Oklahoma is not throwing into.
You know, you could argue for going for it on this 4th and 4 here. They won't. They're going to go ahead and punt, but Kansas again is prone to taking time off the clock and running the football. Brent Venables wagering on his defense. Elzinga to Grimm, and Luke Grimm will have it from the 12-yard line. 8:12 to go.
And a defense without Stutzman, a defense without Pearson, a defense that's got to step up right now.
Games in your area, it all kicks off tomorrow on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Unbeaten Oklahoma in peril on the road. 8 and change to go. Jason Bean at the controls on a handoff for Devin Neal, and the young man who wanted to rebuild this program, growing up here in Lawrence, going to Kansas basketball camps. It would be the first win against Oklahoma and a farewell to the Sooners from the Big 12 since 1997.
And a 5-point lead, 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
Now look, his head coach, Devin Neal's head coach, Jason Bean's head coach, Lance Leipold, said we want to get into the 4th quarter and see what happens. Devin Neal told us last time we were here he doesn't want those 4th quarter moral victories anymore. Looking for a first down as Brent Venables wants a 3-and-out badly here.
Well, there was 10 Sooners within 4 yards of the football right there. So I think Brent Venables and Ted Roof have said, if you're going to beat us, Bean, you're going to do it through the air. We are going to throw everything at this line of scrimmage and make Jason Bean make the plays to beat us, either with his legs, try to keep him in containment, or use that arm on the biggest 3rd and 6 of his life.
He has not made that big mistake in terms of a turnover. No picks for the Oklahoma defense that has double figures interceptions this year at 12. 3rd and 6 for Jason Bean to throw. It is intercepted, Billy Bowman. Unreal.
What did you just do?
It was the Oklahoma defense that did what it always does. Ball hawk off a deflection from Dolby.
Well, what a tremendous job right here from Kendall Dolby. A relentless, the #1 JUCO corner in America. You can't do it better than that. In tips and overthrows, we got to have those. And that's exactly why they've taken the ball away in numbers this season. Holy smokes.
2nd in the country, 12 interceptions coming in. There's number 13. It's a short field, and Brent Venables spun the wheel, and it landed right on his defense. Devontae Barnes, the tailback, switching direction. Barry Hill was in there. It'll be 2nd down coming up.
This has got to be run, run, run. Either running back or Dylan Gabriel feels all the commitment.
Kansas again moving defensively on the snap, and it will be 1st down and goal off the run from Barnes. And Oklahoma's feeling it right now.
They will line right up.
And Barry Hill's down. Taiwan Barry Hill Jr. is down. Another Kansas Jayhawk defender injured. And now he's back up quickly.
There is just some grit to this Oklahoma team in 2023. Those scars from a season ago that they all felt in a difficult season, man, it has made them. And I know there's new pieces, and I know there's 17 transfers to the program. But this is such a grittier, mentally tougher team than the boys we watched a season ago.
You said it earlier, feels a lot like TCU. Gabriel head down, seeking the end zone. He's jostled around the offensive line. Matoyer wants the touchdown. He won't get it. It'll be 2nd and goal. Oklahoma content to just go gas pedal to the floor with the run game.
You know where this ball is going.
On the ground, Dylan Gabriel is in through Miller. What muscle from Dylan Gabriel.
You know what I call that, Benetti? I call that Polynesian power. That's what I call it, because Kenny Logan is right here. He's made so many tackles today, and he is right in position. But Dillon Gabriel runs through one, he carries two, and once again, pick everybody up around you. That's what the best do in the biggest moments.
He went home to Hawaii in the offseason. He said he was totally unsettled, and he knew that it had to start with him trying to fix this and make Oklahoma what he and everybody wanted it to be. And Dillon Gabriel in the end zone with his legs for the third time. Now they go for two.
Stoops.
Fake it to Sawchuk. Stoops was flowing that way. This is back of the end zone, incomplete for Anderson. And Kansas down a single point, but another turnover that has a massive impact on this game. Jason Bean on third down. Deflection, pick for Bowman. 6 just after by Dillon Gabriel. Oklahoma leads again. Here. And by Chase Sapphire. Upgrade your travel and dining experiences with Chase Sapphire. Last time Kansas beat a top 10 team here in Lawrence, 1984. Troy Aikman and the Sooners went down on 4 field goals from Dodge Schwartzberg.
He's watching somewhere.
I mean, 63-yard pick 6 as well. 28-point underdog ends up winning that game. Kansas off the interception by Bean, trailing now again. Kenny Logan on the return, trying to stay healthy defensively, and he throttles down at the 25. So now Jason Bean, who had to fight for his job at quarterback in 3 separate places, right? In high school, at Lake Ridge in Mansfield, Texas. He lost the job, got it back, lost the job, got it back. Went to North Texas, lost the job a couple times, separate quarterbacks. Here, Jalen Daniels was the QB1. Bean takes over with the injury to Daniels, and now can Jason Bean redirect himself and get Kansas down the field for a winning score? There is Daniels over on the sideline. First down for Bean. Play action. He sets. He looks. He rolls. He throws. It is Devin Neal with his shoe in the ground twice. And Neal belted forward for a first down.
I think what Andy Kolbernicki, the coordinator and play caller, has got to do is exactly this. Don't let Jason Bean have to sit and process and overthink it. Let him just get on the playground. Get him on the move. Nobody down the field. Look at all the space around him, and then he can spit it out. Just get him playing and reacting and not thinking in the final minutes.
What does that look like?
Just like that, play action, movement. Get him in space.
It's Neal trying to carve this way, and he'll get about 4. Desan McCullough, who's been big today with a stop.
That dude is like a raptor. He is so long, McCullough, and flies around the field, and is going to be such an absolute force for years to come for Brent Venables.
He was hurt earlier in the year. Now he's started the last 5 for Oklahoma. Down to 4 minutes to go in a wild ball game all day long. Bean looks to the signs. They are partially covered from view on the near side. It's another run right into the teeth of the defense for Devin Neal, and a huge third down coming up for Kansas. And that has been the down that was foundational for them. Talking to Luke Grimm, Mason Fairchild yesterday, he said, we started a couple years ago, third down. Got to get better on third down. Well, here's one for your game. Third and 4. Bean loads up and fires into traffic, and it's incomplete. Skinner was the target. Kanai Walker with the coverage.
That, again, is so good on the perimeter. How hard is this, Jason? When you're out in the open field, look at this. It is a one-on-one. So much. How many times do we see DBs just panic, and they'll reach, and they'll grab? but they won't time it up as beautifully as he does here. And it's a big 4th and go for landslide pulls.
3 timeouts left. It's not necessarily game over if you don't get it, but it really hurts. Jason Bean to the outside. It's there for Grimm. First down, Kansas.
That is just a perfectly schemed play. You're going to see the traffic come in and give Grimm an opportunity. And because there's no press, there's no contact, there's no offensive pass interference. Well done.
Bean again, nearly intercepted. Key Lawrence had his mitts on the ball, and he was thinking about 6.
Wow. I don't know how. Well, you didn't Jedi mind trick it this time. I don't know. I mean, look at this. Jason Bean is just not reading the field.
Oof.
That is a smash corner. He's got the hitch wide open, and Key Lawrence's eyes say it all. That ball shoulda, woulda, coulda been mine.
That's the thump you hear is the collective Kansas Jayhawk heartbeat coming out of the chest. 2nd down and 10. It's another throw. It's Bean staggering and firing, and incomplete for Grimm. Key Lawrence on the coverage again.
And there's that post route we talked about earlier, but it was to Skinner earlier. This time, Grimm, the slot receiver, and the ball just thrown so high and behind. No chance for Grimm to even get back to it to get the possible pass interference call.
Is there a play you can draw up that gives Bean the chance to use his legs here on 3rd and 10?
Well, we heard about all the trickeration that that's in the playbook. An extra bye week. If you've been sitting on something, now might be the time to pull it out.
It's motion from Neal. 3rd down for Bean. He pump fakes and he throws an interception. Ethan Downs rips it off for Oklahoma. The battle is on. It is still raging, and it's on the sideline in the arms of Downs. And so, for now, is Oklahoma's undefeated season.
What an unbelievable play from Ethan Downs right here, Jason. You're trying to sell and get this crazy man up the field, because that's what he does, hair on fire, but he sees it, he feels it, he's got the awareness of a screen pass happening. And once again, Jason Bean puts the ball in harm's way. Had been so good for 50+ minutes of this game, not doing it. But that time, he does not read Downs. Downs reads him, and you couldn't do it textbook any better.
It's Ethan Downs who this week described the breakdowns defensively as eye crime, that he wanted to stop committing. He may just be the getaway car in Lawrence.
The awareness that that takes in that moment, Jason, is off the charts.
Now 3 timeouts for Kansas and a relentless run game in hand for Oklahoma. 266 on the ground today. It's a handoff, and it's Barnes, and he is bottled up. It's a loss of 1. Timeout number 1 for Kansas. Last year, their last 4 losses in the season were all by 1 score for the Oklahoma Sooners. This year, the escapability has been brilliant.
I said grit earlier. Just that mental toughness and fortitude to keep on swinging. It was 3 giveaways, but you came back and now you've taken it away 3 times to even and level that playing field.
You know, you think about where that trickles down from, and it's the head coach,
no question,
Brent Venables, out of Salina, Kansas. And we talked to him this week about what he draws inspiration from, and it's his mother, who he lost a couple of decades ago now, his mom, Nancy, who worked odd jobs. I mean, painting and drywall. She worked on a chinchilla farm, and he said, look, she was just always working odd jobs to try to provide. Venables said, look, I walked everywhere basically as a kid and climbed over fences, whatever I had to do to get to play football, to get to do what life could provide me, I did, and it comes from her, and this game kind of embodies that for him. Still time left, though. 2nd and 11, a run for Gabriel, and he is crumpled down in a heap by the ankle. And it's Cornell Wheeler who got a handful of him. 3rd down, timeout. Take a look at our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. It should take about 9 minutes to recap this thing. So many wacky plays.
I think it started about 7 hours ago, and it has been chock full of one team swinging and the other responding. One team swinging, the other responding. Kansas jumped out early, 14-0. Here come the Sooners. 21 points right back at you. Basically the run game saying, hey, come and stop me. And then it was Kansas with the takeaway, the explosive play from Jason Bean, and he thought, okay, maybe this can happen. And then Oklahoma responds with 2 interceptions and takeaways, and the Polynesian power to drive into the end zone. And then Ethan Downs, a lot of big plays this season for the number 6 team in the country. But right now, none bigger than that awareness to create the pick.
And leave Kansas's defense in a do-or-die situation. 1 timeout left for the Jayhawks.
Want to throw it? I do.
I think so, but they're not going to. It's Javonte Barnes, and now, with this 4th down coming up, if you're Venables, you could make an argument to go for this here.
You could make, I think, a better argument to pin him deep, but the way your defense is responding with Jason Bean struggling with back-to-back interceptions, you go for it, you're going to give them the ball here at the 35. You cannot, to me, attempt a field goal from Zach Schmidt, a long this year of 46 in these conditions.
And that's his career long, too. There's nothing longer than that before. The field goal is not an option. I agree with you.
There, he's talking to the O-line. This may be trusting that group right there and trusting Dillon Gabriel rather than gaining 15-20. New punter as well, right? Just last week you've had some ups and downs at that position as well. So ultimately he's going to trust Dillon Gabriel in this moment.
I mean, Elzinga's been very good at putting balls inside the 20-yard line so far. But
this got to be run pass. You got to put the game on number 8. If you're going to make this decision, put it on number 8. Run pass option where he could possibly run it, or finally deliver and win, because you know Kansas is going to commit people to stop this run. Look at them all 11 guys within 6-7 yards of the line of scrimmage.
4th down and 7.
Oh boy,
that's a false start. It's on Anderson.
False start, number 4, offense, 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
Now it's a punt, right?
Yes.
Kobe Bryant said, I got you. The talkative, boisterous, competitive corner for Kansas pinpoints Anderson. Now let's see. 4th and 12. Yeah, they will go ahead and boot this away.
This game is crazy.
And continues to be. Elzinga to Grimm. Grimm watches it fly into the end zone. That's a break for the Kansas Jayhawks. Last 3 drives, a missed field goal, and these 2 picks for Jason Bean. Brock.
And what did we hear, not explicitly, but just implicitly, the one thing about Jason, and you talked about the twists and turns of his career, is overcoming adversity. When a bad play happens, the ability to flush it and move on. That at times, unfortunately, over the course of his career, a bad play leads into another bad play. That cannot happen right now. Ample time, there's 2 minutes. Clock is going to stop under 2 minutes like it always has done in college football. More than enough time to move the ball down the field.
After a long and winding road, the 2-minute drill of his career, and Jason Bean in space where they want to get him. It's a 1st down run.
Doesn't he just have to run?
Yes.
Aren't you almost saying to him, Jason, 1-2 run? And if it is not there, right, and it is not open immediately, then go do what Dillon has done a bunch today. Go create with your legs, because they're electric in the open field.
Here's a young man, Jason Bean, who was in the transfer portal from January to June one year when he came here to Kansas. Didn't have a whole lot of options, and now he holds a big upset in his hand as he whistles it to Fairchild, who had nobody in the zip code, gain of 17.
Yeah, Oklahoma, a bunch of them were left looking at the sideline, the defensive line. Look at all these guys. They're just like not even lined up, hardly getting their cleats in the ground. And a bust there in coverage. And I think I say to Mason, hey guys, you're acting like there's 30 seconds left. Stay in bounds. Go get what you can. There's still 1:53 on this clock.
And you wonder if a field goal is even an option for Kansas unless you close into the 20-yard line.
That 42-yarder did not have the distance the last time kicking this way.
Bean again sets to throw.
Run.
He throws on the go, and it's incomplete.
You can see Oklahoma's front. They're looking screen like Ethan Downs did on the previous possession with an interception. They're looking to keep him in the pocket. They're not rushing him hard, Jason.
So what's the play call to counter that if you're Andy Kotelnicki?
What I just yelled.
Run.
Yeah, go escape the pocket. Go threaten that defense. Go distort some of that coverage. But sitting between the tackles is not where being is most effective.
From the eye of the Jayhawk here in Lawrence. It's a run. It's Devin Neal, and he's got about 2.5. Clock is moving. That's not the big problem right now. The down marker is.
There is Mason Fairchild. It's such a security blanket at times for Bean.
Here is Jason Bean to run, and he is snuffed out by Kip Lewis, who has been outstanding in place of Stutzman.
And here's the game.
4th down and 6.
Don't need to rush. You've got to make sure you get to the right call.
This much improved Oklahoma defense. 4th down and 6 for Jason Bean. Game on the line. It's there. Lawrence Arnold in the clear inside the 10. Unbelievable.
And as tight as this coverage has been, Jason, and it has been so good. The knockaway and the tip, body on a body, and that time you get turned around. He turns around, Kenai Walker. He loses eyes on that route. So much cushion, so much room for Bean to deliver. And they are losing their minds in Lawrence.
Because of Lawrence Arnold, who decided to stay even though he tested the waters in the portal. Now a minute to go, 2 timeouts for Oklahoma. Kansas with Neal, touchdown! Lawrence's own gives Kansas the lead.
They let him score, Jason. I don't think there's any question the decision was made with 2 timeouts right there to let him score. And they left some time on the clock. Watch the defensive effort here, Jason. Sometimes you question it, but I don't see people really striving and straining, and you can see Key Lawrence right there. Go. Don't go make that tackle. You make that tackle at the 2. We got to burn a timeout, and then get a chip shot field goal. Instead, you give yourself an opportunity, and what a critical 2-point conversion. Have we said that 8 times today?
It feels like it. Jason Bean on a handoff for Highshaw. He's driven back. Bean, I think, wanted the football a la Caleb Williams. It's a 5-point game, and it will take a touchdown for Oklahoma.
There have been multiple 2-point conversions on both sides. And once again, that group up front, unlike the touchdown where they were going to let him score, there was nobody going to allow that kind of freedom. Once again, you see one Sooner trying to make a tackle. I think that was Kenai Walker. The better look was Key Lawrence saying, no. Absolutely not. Don't tackle him and make us use those timeouts. We got a better shot with 2 timeouts in 55 seconds to go win it with our offense. This is crazy train. Like, this game is blowing my mind.
Think about the day for Jason Bean himself. Couple of picks, big touchdown run, 4th down throw. You're happy, you're sad, it's back and forth, and just the whipsaw effect now lands in Gabriel with Lawrence ready to absolutely go Vesuvio. deep.
Yes.
Baruch back to receive. Tabor Allen drives it all the way back to the 6, to the short side, and it'll be 50 to 49 seconds for Oklahoma, and Dylan Gabriel, with the pocket collapsing on the final play of this drive, got them in to win Red River.
Yep, been there and done it before. That's got to be the mindset. 2 timeouts in the back pocket. If we did it against Texas in this also wildly savage game, you've got to have the confidence to do it again. Now, is it 85, 90 degrees and sunny? No. Has he only thrown it 13 times today? Yes, but he's going to have to throw it now. And look at the difference with the safeties. They were all lined up within 5 yards, and now they're 15 yards deep.
Oklahoma's unbeaten season in the balance. Gabriel spits it out wide, and no chance to catch and run for Barnes as a marker in.
That's going to be a hold, I believe, on the right guard.
Holding, number 72. Offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's McCade Matayer, the right guard, once again a line stunt. So now play those deep safeties. Now get into those pass rush stunts, and you can see McCade here just reach out and have to grab an obvious penalty when you just can't have it.
A football field in penalties for unbeaten Oklahoma. 1st and 20. Gabriel felt the pressure and threw it wide, incomplete. That was Jeremy Robinson caving the pocket in.
Yeah, this OU O-line has spent the whole day doing what? Putting their hand in the ground and pounding the football for nearly 300 rushing yards. Now you have got to get into protection mode. These 5 have got to communicate the stunts that are going to be coming and give Gabriel an opportunity.
2nd and 20. Dylan Gabriel, he's got Stoops, and he's got space. Stoops is just short of that line to gain. They've got 2 timeouts, and the clock is moving.
Well, I think you got to call timeout.
And they finally do. 3-4 seconds came off the clock there. And that ends up being around 20% of the game left.
Jason. 1984.
Last top 10 win here.
1997.
Last win against Oklahoma anywhere.
Wow. 21 ticks away. Let's see what the clock here when Stoops goes down. I think there was, as you see Jeff Levy, was there thought that maybe he gained the first down and the clock was going to stop regardless? You have got to be on point. They do add 3 more seconds back.
Yeah, they're going to put it back. So now Jason Bean, who has been on a ride for years in college football, 6 years of college football, bouncing from Denton, Texas to here in Lawrence, Kansas, and pinballing back and forth through emotions in just 59 minutes today. Can he have been the guy to finally beat Oklahoma?
Safeties have to be deeper than the deepest. Your underneath has to tackle, and you're trusting your front 4 to impact the pocket.
3rd and 1 for Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel launches near side, and a flag comes in. It is caught. Brennan Thompson brings it in. It's a 40-yard gain if it stands.
Oh, that's going to be on Lassiter. He makes early contact. I don't think there's any question. You're going to take this completion. Lassiter just loses total sight of the ball. And Gabriel,
there is no foul on the play. The result of the play is a completed pass, first down.
And Gabriel does the right thing. Just give my guy an opportunity to go make an explosive play down the field. A little bit of a push right there, a little bit of contact. But the right call and a terrific throw.
Just his 3rd catch as a Sooner for Thompson. The Texas transfer has Oklahoma in position.
That's the play you needed.
Gabriel throws it out wide. It's Barnes down the sideline, and they're inside of 10 seconds.
You had to have an explosive play. You had to have a chunk play. Gabriel on a windy day to keep that ball in bounds. Brent Venables knows the only way, if you're Kansas defensively, that you could lose this game was to give up a huge 40-plus explosive. They do, and now we got 8 ticks left and just 23 yards to pay dirt.
Gabriel, time ticking. He throws incomplete. They'll have one more look at the end zone.
That was a 3-man rush getting home.
It was Robinson.
Tyler Guyton screaming at his right guard, Mathieu to help. And Lance Leipold is screaming at his defense to knock this thing down.
A program-changing win in the balance. Third down and 6. Unbeaten Oklahoma has a timeout to use.
Oklahoma has called their third and final charge timeout.
We do Big Noon. Crazy things happen.
Baylor, TCU last year.
Toad in a hurry a season ago.
And this team that you feel like Oklahoma has that sensation of TCU and just figuring out ways, has one problem to solve and a lot of issues with 3 seconds to go. Distance is an issue.
Jeff Lebby is going to look at that same defense. I don't think they're going to change it. I think those two will probably hardly be able to watch the play uncoil. But what you're going to see is 8 Jayhawks. They're going to rush 3, and they're going to keep 8 of them from the 5-yard and back. And trust that their speed and their awareness can knock the ball down, or Jason go up and make a tackle. So Brent Venables, coordinator Jeff Lebby, you know the look that's coming. Do you have one more play up this special season to go get 6?
One more word to Sawchik for Gabriel. No timeouts. Here we go. Dylan Gabriel. He got there. His throw to the end zone.